Hello and welcome to the Adventure Archive. My name is Ryan and I will be your dungeon master tonight as we continue our adventures in the Dark Kingdoms. With me, as always, we have Matt as Victor of the Caldera, the human death cleric, Jess as Dariana Bloodright, the Elfmark Seraphage sorceress, Jason as Cut of the Faceless, the Derukul rogue duelist, and Eric as Sylvester, the Dampier warlock, and his spined devil familiar Annie. Once again, and for the foreseeable future, our friend Andy, who plays Beatum Dobblebreen, will not be with us. The Dark Kingdoms takes place in the Midgard setting, which is published by Kobold Press, so you will notice some differences in some of the races, classes, and features and whatnot. So if you have any questions about that, just drop it in chat. And please be aware this is an evil campaign containing evil aligned characters in a dark fantasy setting, and as such may not be suitable for some audiences. Graphic descriptions of gore, murder, mutilation, and torture are fairly common. And chat's blowing up. What do we got here? Jax, thank you so much for the Bane. Let me add that in. I was running
subscribing to
very
ourselves,
low.
everyone.
Woo!
Yay,
Yeah!
subscribing to ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach Phillip and Magic Thistle.
If you
Hey.
can't
Good
love
content when we see
Hey.
Yeah, if you can't love yourself, no one else can.
it. Yeah.
That's very true. That's how it all starts. And hello, Sursa. Can we get some Sursas in the chat, please? Also, look at Magic Thistle with that sweet D20. That's a year. I still can't believe we've been doing this for a year. It doesn't feel like a year. Well, technically we've been doing it for like 13 months because we were affiliate. It took us a little bit to get affiliate.
Yep.
Where are my overlays? There we go. All right. So, me, Bane. Settings 1. Oh, I had 0 Banes?
Dang, I have 2 blesses. Oh man, I need to move this.
Wow.
Zoom highlighter is highlighting me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm down to 5.
So let me remind people what we have here as far as blesses and banes and things like that. Banes, you can use your experience points or channel points or bits to cast spells on the party. Banes, blesses, shields, false life, those things. Once all of everyone's shields are down to 1, they can only have 1 on them at a time. Sursa coming in with another bane. Thank you so much. Boom, that's 2 bitches.
Sursa's always good for the Banes.
Can we get some banes in chat? Let's get some banes in the chat, please.
Yeah,
So then, we also use the luck deck, which is now called Fate and Fortunes from Nord Games. And players, when they have blue cards and red cards. Damn it.
Sorry.
Stuff. Up to 3.
Yeah.
So. Yes, and another bane. All right.
Damn it.
So, what was I saying? Oh, yes. On ability checks, on anything that's not a combat roll, basically, if you roll a 20, you get a blue card, which is good. If you roll a 1, you get a red card, which is bad. And some people have those. It looks like Matt has a red card, Jason has both, Jess has a red card, and Eric has a blue. Does that match up with what we actually have in the luck cards? It looks like Jason and Eric have blues. Matt, Jess, Jason, and Eric have reds.
I got a red because when I fell on my face and it kind of saved me.
I don't have a red. My red was used during the fight against the ghouls in the pit.
Okay. I will take that off of my list. And that should be everything. So Jason and Eric have blues. Jason, yours is a plus 1d12 on a skill or attack roll. Eric, you have the fortuitous circumstance.
Yep.
And Matt, Jess, and Jason have reds. That's what it looks like. Perfect.
Yep.
All right, and another bane from Janelle. Thank you so much. Janelle also has that very pretty D20 next to her name. I mean, she's been here for a year. That's crazy. Housekeeping. We got some games coming up. We'll talk about them towards the end of the stream.
Hype train.
And Janelle kicked off a hype train. Janelle, for just 50 more biddies, you can give someone a bless or a bane. Thank you for the hype train. What is... turn that off. Yeah. All right.
Choo choo.
So, yeah, I don't think we have a whole lot of house cleaning. We have a bunch of games coming up, and like I said, we're just gonna go ahead and talk about that. Keep forgetting one bless for Victor. All right, Victor, Victor,
Thank you.
Eric, Andy, Jason, Matt. Settings 4. There you go.
That's see about.
All right, Ducky. What do we got going on now? All right, another Bane. All right, we'll just have to give us. All right, we're just gonna run through this real quick. 5 Banes now. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. Another one from Ducky. That's 6. Boom boom. What else we got here? It looks like Jason and Matt with some blesses.
Mhm.
Oh, more. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
How much are they?
Yeah.
The bestes and the blains?
Blesses and the Blaines. Are you already drinking, Sylvester?
Hammer.
Steph
Club
coming
soda,
in with
baby.
150 biddies for Jason.
Thank you.
Gilded Staff over at the Gilded Troll. Make sure you go follow them. I think I missed one. Matt got one. Matt got
Thank
another
you.
one from the Duckster.
Thank you,
Bless. Boom. 5 done.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I think for right now we're caught up. Thank you everyone so much for the blesses and the banes. I will use the banes. I have been using them.
Mhm.
And then we got another one for Sylvester as well. Thank you, L2.
Thanks, L2.
That's 5.
Back, baby.
What are
What's
we
up,
looking
L2?
at? What do we got here? Yeah, L2 is back. Make sure you go check him out and follow him as well. It's great to see him back.
Wait, so what is the cost though?
It's 150, and you can't do it.
Well, no. What if I wanted to give you?
But if a certain daughter.
No.
Oh,
I wouldn't even do that.
Savaris coming in with blesses for the entire squad. Thank you, Cam.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Heck
We need
yeah.
All
'em.
right.
Single digits are a rarity.
Jess. Well, it's because we got to use them more. Jess got one. Here's one for Jason. Here's one for Eric. And then I think I missed Matt.
Sweet.
So I think that brings pretty much just about everyone up to 6, I think is
Yeah,
what's
baby.
happening.
you
Oh,
so
Andy
much.
still has 8. So
I'm showing my.
There's 8 in there.
Bastard.
I'm showing me at 7. Is that right?
You have 6. Oh,
Okay.
you're keeping track on your own?
Yeah.
Man.
But if
Oh,
I'm 6,
okay.
I can erase one. No big deal.
we can
What do you guys
bump
have
it to
now?
7. We can bump it to 7.
No, I don't.
Just-
No, I don't care. I just
Well,
want
I
to.
think I was at 7 too. I think.
So everyone's at 6 except Eric's at 7 and Jess is at 5. So, yeah, there we are. There we're going. We'll keep up with that. But again, we will talk about some games coming up. As you know, we always have Morkborg. We have some holiday stuff coming up. We have some other games that we'll announce very soon. So we will talk about that towards the end of stream. And to start this stream, we're in a cave,
Yeah.
and you guys are here because you are searching for the last king who could be a potential ally for you as you try to further infiltrate the Ghoul Imperium. Oh, I forgot my video broadcast is on. As you try to infiltrate the Ghoul Imperium to stop the machinations of Lord Drago Blackfly, as he tries to try to have some type of ritual for that could shake the foundations of the world itself, as told by oracles across Midgard. The last king was one of the final warlords, self-titled king prior to the formation of the Ghoul Imperium, and he is not a fan of theirs. That's why he could be a potential ally for you, as told by Selvin and an unnamed benefactor within the Imperium itself. So you guys have been down here for probably about a week, exploring, trying to find this guy, King Narosane. You've been to the Kobold cities. You've been to the Pit of All Flesh, where you battled a giant Otyugh, survived, escaped with your lives, spoke with a Darrow of the Cult of the Withered Hand, and he guided you towards the very tunnels that you are in now. When you got here, you found a sign, a wooden sign, and on it, written in shit and blood, it said, "Welcome, worthy foes. Find the 3 hidden prizes and bring them to Orda to gain her favor. Try not to die." You have found out through battling your way here, battling insanity, and capturing what appears to be some type of female witch caster who did not mind being tied up, that Orda is the witch queen of the Cult of the Withered Hand. And it is those items that she placed around that will grant you audience to speak with her. The Cult of the Withered Hand being a Darrow cult that worships the last king, Narasane. So, your battle last time, through webs and all sorts of magic stuff, ended with 1 Witch Queen dead, 1 Witch Queen bound. And that is where we can start our session for the evening.
And Ryan, you can disappear that hammer, because if I delete it, it makes it totally go away.
Yeah,
Apparently.
don't delete stuff. I will just GM layer it
Cool.
and then run it around with you.
So I've got a dead Darrow witch next to me.
You do, in
I
fact.
want to search her.
Okay. Go for it. Why don't you roll me an investigation check?
All right.
I got a level 1 hype emo. Choo-choo. Thank you so much for the level 1 hype train, guys. We really appreciate that. All of the biddies, Savaris, Steph, all of the XP you guys dropped to
Damn,
get people
son.
back to good.
Got that blue card.
Ooh,
26.
already got one. Already got one, unfortunately. So you, as you search through the body of this witch queen, you find mostly just what appears to be reagents. It's spell casting things. It's like rat heads and twigs and little copper wires and various implements. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be much on her.
Okay. I kick her. And then I'm going to have
A key falls out. Yeah.
Hey, got to keep track. I'm going to send Annie.
Are you guys making fun of cheese?
Right?
Never.
It's like Mario. When you jump, the coins just keep flying out.
There you go. Just keep kicking. It's like ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to send Annie on a flyover over the water. Kind of just seeing what you can see out, if there's anything in there. I don't know how
Absolutely.
clear it is, but
so I think Cutter had originally seen this when he kind of got towards the edge of the pool. What you see in that area is most of the water so far has been relatively clear throughout this cave. This is not. It is very dark, basically pitch black on the bottom. You cannot see the bottom at all. Why don't you have her roll me an investigation? Yeah, have her roll me an investigation check as well.
all righty. Forgot to bring her up. Give me 2 shakes of a camel's tail.
Oh, they're gonna say something else.
Never. So investigation is based on wisdom or intelligence?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. I know because it's my bane when he ever asks me. to
Gotcha.
do that.
Well, that's unfortunate. So
We
yeah,
just need to make her a character sheet.
she sees dark
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can see a little bit more than that, but she can't really pierce too far down into it. She sees it's definitely, again, pitch black on the bottom. Cannot see how deep it goes. But what she is able to see, what you can all kind of see if you get closer, is around the edge of the pool, kind of coming out of this murky blackness, is a lot of bones. Just kind of thrown in there, as well as mostly just garbage, what appears to be just refuse is kind of chucked in. This whole pool seems to be a place where they throw their things. It's like a liquid landfill. But one of the things you do notice is most of the bones are small, about like Beatum height, size. They almost look like children, but formed as if they were adults. As she's flying over, though, what she does see in the middle, she can't see it too clearly. There seems to be something jutting up out from the middle of the darkness towards the middle of this pool of water.
Jutting out of the water, or
It's still in the water, but it's up out of the blackness from the bottom. So under the surface,
gotcha.
but into space you can see down in the water a little bit, but not too far, because it just gets darker and murkier the farther down you look into the water.
Right. Okay. So I'll relay that to everybody else.
So when he says that, Victor kind of squeezes the witch's, like, the back of her neck and her throat, and it's like, what is jutting out of the what is jutting out of the water?
Let me find my kinky witch Darrow real quick. That's it's an item.
Is it for your auntie?
Maybe.
And then he kind of looks at over, so she's kind of lower. He looks at Dariana and kind of asks her, Dariana, can you do thing Beatum used to do with invisible hand? Like reach out, grab thing.
You could reach out and grab something, big boy.
Darrow need love too.
I'm afraid I can't.
Oh no, this is
So-
very...
I have an idea.
But okay.
How far? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Daria.
No, you go first.
Psych.
I have a backup idea.
It's so
And
very
Brian in there,
unfair of me
right?
to interrupt you, and I apologize.
No,
No.
no.
All right. So, the witch she's got kneeled down. I'm gonna go over.
Kick her. Just kidding.
A key falls.
The key falls.
She might like it.
Right. No, I'm just gonna ask her what's in there. That is there a creature or something that can cause harm in the water?
Oh, I'm not. I don't know. I'm here to guard the item to make sure you don't get it. Which
So when she says this, Victor lifts her.
I said let's throw her in.
Yeah, Victor lifts her up.
No, you don't have to do that. You
Why not?
Could not. Well, I don't like the water.
Can he move her?
Of course.
Like, okay, yeah. So I'm saying like the token itself. Like, let's move her. So I'm gonna kind of, because there's skulls and stuff everywhere. So this can't be good. Like it's Jaws or something. So I'd like to move her to right here, I guess. And then I'm gonna kind of step back. Yeah, and I'll kind of be with Cutter, I guess. Kind of give it a 10-foot reach. And then maybe I say, Sylvester, if you want to kick her, this might be time.
I get a running start. She knows what I'm doing. And I start running right at her. And if she doesn't, okay, she gets kicked right into the water.
I was
Ooh,
gonna say,
into the water.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say we could have thrown the dead body in there to see if anything happens.
No.
She's not helping.
Yeah.
Ow! Ow! I I can't swim. Get me out of here. What are you doing?
It's a shrubbery.
Yeah, I know. You guys are Monty
Um,
Python.
This is my Python skit.
And as you kick her in, she just kind of starts like, I mean, she's well bound. You guys tied her up, pretty well. Her head sinks under the water, and she just starts kind of like rolling down this little bit of a hill into the water.
Any teeth or anything coming up, or like a...
No, and you just see some like air bubbles coming up.
She's gone.
And, like you hear some like muffled screaming from under the surface of the water, and
Peace out.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. I'm fine with that.
Do we need her for any reason?
No.
I
I mean, they're all
She
crazy.
she was guarding the item that we have no idea what the fuck we're trying to look for.
She did not help us.
He wasn't helping.
So, you're either with us or you're against us. There's no...
Do you want her? We can grab her.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
What just happened?
Eric, no, let's not grab her. Let's see what happens. Let's step back and let's see if she gets eaten. Ryan just rolled the dice. I feel like
Yeah, that's a little.
this is
meta-
like Jaws.
I
This
don't
is like
care.
that part of Jaws where like
yeah,
we're chumming with Darrow. Maybe throw the
Well,
other
it's
one in.
been like 10 seconds. She's not
I'm
dead.
gonna
Do we want her or do we don't? I
yeah.
kinda don't.
Fuck, like we didn't
she starts
just for a little
rolling
bit
in.
longer.
We
And
kill
as-
everybody else.
As this giant air bubble kind of breaks the surface,
Uh-huh.
deeper into the water, that kind of darkness that is a little
Oh,
bit of the waves
shit.
you can see. Again, you can see a little bit into the water before it gets murky and murkier. So all you see is blackness. That blackness seems to kind of something just as
Okay.
dark rises up, and you just
So-
see this kind of, you don't even see it break the surface. You just see the water tension rise in an area in the middle of the thing start moving towards
is-
your direction slowly.
Is Dariana still coated in blood armor?
I mean, I assume she's perpetually coated in blood. I
Perpetual,
just don't
like
know what
the armor.
benefits
Is the
it
armor
gives her
still
at
up?
any given time.
Because I know we put it. We
yeah,
put it on. Okay,
we put it
cool.
on before that encounter.
So
So,
Victor
I,
How long
kinda-
does blood armor? How long does blood armor last?
I think an hour.
Oh yeah, so you're good
Sweet,
for a while
sweet.
at this point. Yeah.
So
How
Victor's
slow-
kind of like Sylvester. I think this is not good. Perhaps land like pawn shark something. This is not good.
How quickly? You said it's moving slowly. How slowly?
I mean, the pod's not that wide across. When you look at it, the whole thing is maybe like 50 feet, and where
Okay.
you saw it was kind of
Do
around
I
here.
feel like I have time to grab her off to the side and pull her in, or
Why don't you roll me? You're gonna have to go into the water a little ways to snag
That's
her.
fine.
So if,
Yeah.
if,
Yeah.
if he's gonna do this, Ryan, so I know he's pretty. I can see that he's been pretty fucked up, and he's like going into the water. So I'm just gonna drop this now just to be done with it. So Victor kind of reaches out and says a few words in Kariv, and then sways his fingers across, and I choose a creature that I can see within range. Then my guy Sylvester feels a surge of positive energy. It washes through him, and this should max him out. It's going to regain 70 hit points and unfortunately burn
oh,
my 6th level spell slot. But I don't want to watch you die. And as I do this, I kind of put my hand to Tariana. I'm like, we need to step back. Like, I don't want to be in like leaping distance or whatever the hell's coming out.
okay.
Yes, I'm
So
not.
awesome. I'm like feeling great.
You
Yeah.
feel great.
Run around the side.
I won't come all the way back, but I'll
Yeah.
kind of come like this far back. Jesus.
So why don't you roll me a strength check to pick up this? I mean, she's not like, I mean, she's it would be like a big kid now, like soaked in water in these thick,
Yeah, that's
heavy
fine.
robes and stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
So right as
was
you
that
start,
were you rolling her wet weight?
yeah. Yeah.
It's not
So
really
right
an
as you
opponent.
right
Not
as
fighting
you
me, is
start,
she?
no,
It's
no,
not
no, no, no,
above
no.
Strength. Okay.
But right as you start to pull her, you feel something pulling him back.
No.
All right. I let go.
Dude, can you disappear?
No, I
Okay.
just walked back out of the water.
As you're backing up, some darkness, like
Oh
you
my-
see her a little bit in the murkiness and some out of it, still like eyes open at you. Last bubble escapes her mouth, and this darkness just envelops her and pulls her under the murk.
That's awesome.
I shrug.
Did the thing that was poking out, does Annie still see it? Because we could have used, maybe we use the other body, we feed it, and then have Annie grab the thing.
No, it seems to have disappeared back into the murk.
The thing that was jutting.
The thing is attached to
oh.
whatever's.
Because what I'm thinking,
In there,
Eric, is
right?
we feed it the other body, the second body, and then Annie maybe can grab it since we don't have magic. We don't have beat 'em to use like a mage hand.
So what Annie is able to see now, if she decides to focus more closely on the object, she doesn't need a roll. She can kind of go down towards the surface of the water, hopefully not too close. About 5 feet under the surface of the water, there is some type of black rod-shaped object sticking out of what appears to be maybe like a plinth or something, if I'm using that word correctly. It's like a stone structure that is mostly submerged in that murkiness farther down. So black murkiness, a little bit of a structure poking up, what appears to be some type of black rod, and then about 5 feet of water. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew we would find it. The cock.
I
of
have an
doom.
idea.
Yes.
Sausage, what was the
A
That-
phallic-like object is protruding.
A
No,
black
um,
rod sticking.
what was the-
Let's take our dead person over
Yeah.
to this section over here.
So
Okay.
the black
Alright, I'll
rod
I'll
used to
drag
be
her over
sticking
there.
out of the water, and now it's in the water.
It,
Well,
it,
it's
it
slightly
pulled her
below,
under,
Like
whatever
I
it
think
was.
you said, like 5 to 10 feet underwater. But if
it appears to be roughly, as far as you can tell, looking through the water, it appears to be about 5 feet below the surface of the water before you get to whatever this object is.
Okay.
Jesus. That's awesome.
And it,
And whereabout is it? Can you give me a ping?
we're in.
Oh, it's about right here.
Okay, so I'm gonna put Annie right over it.
I'll give you a little.
How's that? Right about where Annie is?
Yeah, and I'll give you a little bit of a. Let me make this black. So yeah, it's about right there.
Okay.
Has it been there the whole time, like in that position, or did it move?
From when Annie first saw this object, it hasn't moved. It seems to be just protruding out, from up underneath the lake water.
Mm.
Okay, so here's my idea, guys. So I'm gonna talk to everybody,
Famous last words.
right? We use the dead body, but sometimes we need to make it seem alive, move, splash to draw the creature's attention. Over around there. See where I'm?
I see where you are
Yeah.
pinging.
Okay. So I'm thinking I can levitate myself. Have Annie kind of pull me over right above where the object is.
Okay.
When I see it moving, I'll drop into the water, grab it, polymorph to a shark, and swim back to shore.
Ooh. And
Hmm.
if Sylvester, this is a very interesting plan. I think if you are within 30 feet of me, once you have object, I can place. Do you remember when we were bottom of tomb, we walked on water, on acid?
Okay.
Once you come out with it, if you would like, I can make you able to walk on water as well, just in case.
Well, but that would give me I think I'd still be faster
Okay.
as a shark.
Dariana's going to cast telekinesis
Oh, well, you could do that too.
and
But don't
try
you have to
to
see the
lift it out
object?
of the. Can I see it from where I am?
Not really.
But
No. Do you have to
I
see
can
it?
cast I can
no,
cast-
yeah.
levitate on you.
Mm.
That's true. If this thing can jump, I'm toast. I have like 20 hit points.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Short rest.
I mean, they're all. But would we be worried about that thing?
But well,
Like-
maybe you don't have to go over the water. I mean, if it's only if I levitate you where I'm at,
Hmm.
you're 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away. I just get you high enough straight up
To where I can see
where
it.
you can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me
Then you're not
put
over
it
the water.
in the VTT so we can see it.
Oh my god, it's a
Appreciate it.
novel.
I know.
You gain the ability to move or manipulate creatures or objects by thought. When you cast a spell, an edge, or action each round for the duration, you can exert your will on one creature or object that you can see within range, causing the appropriate effect below. You can affect the same target round after round, or choose a new one at any time. If you switch targets, the prior target is no longer affected by the spell. Creature, doesn't matter. Object, you can try to move an object that weighs up to 1,000 pounds. If the object isn't being worn or carried, you automatically move it up to 30 feet in any direction, but not beyond the range of this spell.
Lift the
You can
giant
exert
fucking thing
fine
up.
control on objects with your telekinetic grip, such as manipulating a simple tool, opening a door or a container, stowing or retrieving an item from an open container, or pouring the contents from a vial. So super mage hand,
Yeah.
up to
That's what we
1,000
need.
pounds. All right.
That's what we need.
So
Plinth, the weight of a plinth.
Lift 1,000 pounds of water.
So I like this plan. I don't see any problems with it.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Safety third.
Do we think that 30 feet will be enough? Because I can cast it as a distant spell.
While this is going on, I'm doing the Michael Jackson eating popcorn meme, but feeding
There you are.
on
So is it, are you
body.
saying you can move it further in one round? Because it's like is it 30 feet per round that you can move the thing?
Oh, yeah. I guess we're not really in rounds, so I don't really know how that works.
well, that's about every 6 seconds.
I mean, I
So a
guess
couple of things, real quick. So Jason, you're eating.
Yeah, I'm just
dead
kind of
witch.
kicking back, observing these fools
Okay.
and their fucking
Biting
whatever
off
they're doing.
chunks, just
Yeah,
like
yeah. Like I said, like the Michael
Gotcha.
Jackson
Popcorn.
eating popcorn meme.
yeah.
it's
Which part of
waiting for
her
it.
are you eating?
Popcorn.
I guess the juiciest part.
Popcorn. I was
So-
thinking like toes and fingers.
I don't know, butt
So the
cheek, thigh.
the badonkadonk, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly.
Badonk.
Right. Flipped her over,
I'm having
popped up
the
that skirt,
thick-
rinsed it off a little bit.
Yeah, slice some cheek.
Take a bite out of that ash, you know.
Yeah.
Darrow.
So
Oh my
Eating
god.
ash. Eating ash from Marison.
Darrow are now canonically.
You know.
They got junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
So
Darrow got back.
Darrow got back.
Glad we got here.
This is
Oh,
so
fuck,
wrong.
he's measuring now.
Yeah, he's measuring.
I
the
know.
witch.
God
Come
damn
on.
it. Tentacle, like, okay, the tentacles are about
Her,
30
her posterior had magical powers that once unleashed.
Tentacles are always as long as they need to be to
Yeah.
get to the right
God
places.
damn it.
So,
God.
Oh my god.
So 30 feet from where you are, if you levitate up using a squared times b squared plus c squared, would probably get you to the appropriate thing. If you had to like move forward, like, you know, up like 5 feet or something, that'd be fine. Because you are roughly from this. Well, technically, I don't care about math, and I'm not worried too much about it. You are about 20 feet from the edge to where this plinth is, and it's 5 feet in the water. So if you levitate and then move over the water, maybe 5 feet, you should be able to try to pull it out through the water.
I feel like you want me to levitate over the water 5 feet because you just
So,
measured.
yeah.
I'm gonna just cast it distant, so I don't have to do that.
Okay, so you're levitating her. So explain to me what exactly is happening
I'm gonna
while
cast-
Cutter
I-
is eating.
I'm gonna cast
some booty.
levitate on her
booty.
and rise her up high enough where she gets a good visibility on the object.
I'll be like back here since I've got like some.
Oh, we
distance.
got you. I'll tie a rope around your waist too, so we can
Okay.
yank you back.
You can yank me. Cool.
Just tying
And,
up everybody around here.
We got the rope, and I'll levitate her up till she has a good view vantage of the item.
Okay. Yeah. So you with the rope tied around your waist, the other half held by Sylvester, you
I'm
levitate.
actually gonna have Victor hold the other side because he's stronger than me.
Yeah.
Nice,
Where do I need?
nice,
where,
nice,
do you,
nice.
where do you want me at?
I think where you are is
Wherever-
fine.
Okay, good.
You can pull
Yeah.
me
So
away
you
from the
levitate
water.
up. You reach out with your telekinesis through the water, and you're able to pluck whatever this object is out of the water. As the object begins to move, this blackness sweeps over the plinth, reaching up towards the object as it comes out of the water. And what you see is this black, kind of amorphous,
Oh no.
gooey shape reaching up after it, kind of like those slow motion videos where people have bait in the water and the shark comes up like this, and you know what I mean? It's like that, and it reaches at it, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as more of it rises out before it flops back into the water, and disappears in the murk. And whatever this object that you plucked forth is, flies towards the air into your hand.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
Stay away
Pull
from
me
the
back.
edge of the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're just
Mushroom?
reeled in.
Rail me
Is,
in.
do we see that thing like again, or does Annie see it like swimming towards us?
Annie's
all she
there.
sees is black murkiness at the bottom of the
Good.
The water.
That's where we want it. Yeah.
It's like a stick.
All right.
It's like driftwood.
So once we get over to the mouth here, away from the water but not out into the open, what is it?
Yeah.
What you find is
It's the black rod in my hand.
Oh man.
exactly
Oh,
what
gosh.
you have.
I'm
In the
not
chat.
leaving that one alone.
Yeah. We're taking a wide berth.
Hard to
You-
starboard.
Oh,
See
Dude.
this.
What?
Hold up.
That's awesome.
it looks
Is it like a
I can move it, Jason.
sword
Hold
spear?
on. Hold
Oh,
on.
never mind, you
On
got
the
it.
wrong screen here. Oh. All right.
So it's not a spear. It's roughly about like this long.
So it's a rod.
And what it looks
Like
more
a metric dude?
is no,
No,
that
no,
is a
like a-
small
Oh.
metric dude. If it's
I had my
It's like
zoom
a-
flipped off because I was looking at the whole picture of it. Okay.
it's
I
like a
got
third of a metric dude. No, even
Gotcha.
less than a rod. It's more like a wand.
you. Oh,
Oh.
sweet. Sweet.
I like wands.
I say we take a quick short rest.
Yes.
100%.
And we are away from, like, I think kind of right about where we're at is a good spot. We're kind of away from the water
Could-
edge.
Eric,
not
what do you
out
think
in the
about
open.
back? What do you think about back here though?
Oh, that could be good too.
Just because there's all those crazies.
Well, we don't sleep, right? A short rest is just kind of
It's a short.
hanging out and relaxing.
Yeah.
It's not like falling asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
Th-
can
th-
put Annie kind of hidden in these mushrooms over yonder
Okay.
to keep a view.
All right.
But I could use a short.
Me too.
Just
Let's do it.
so everybody's down for that.
Sure.
100%. 100%.
Okay, so you guys choose to take a short rest. So something you guys don't do very often, but you could.
No,
You do
yeah.
have hit dice.
Yeah. And we
Well,
could just spend as many as we want, right? Just to,
Yep.
Well,
You can, and then you get
Okay.
half back on your next long rest. So you
I'm
can
pretty good.
on your D&D Beyond character sheet, you
Yeah.
can hit short rest, and then it'll roll. You can decide the number of die.
oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
you don't have to decide the number of die all at one time. You can roll one and be like, nope, I need another one, and roll one, and then tick and tack it up. It's not like you have to pick 3, then you only get 3. So roll as many as you
Gotcha.
want or need to heal yourselves as much as appropriate for you. I believe Brian's in the bag. Annie's probably doing all right.
yeah, and he's fine. Oh, but okay, never mind.
Damn, look at these max heals.
I didn't need to
Why
heal
did that
because
not work?
That's weird. Mine didn't.
Victor hit me up
Yeah.
beforehand.
Mine didn't go. Did it?
Mine didn't either.
I see Cutter got a 10, and I
Oh,
see someone got a 9.
Well, I rolled one hit
Yeah.
dice, but
I
I
see
hit
Dariana.
take short rest, check mark. Oh, there. No. Okay, I guess I got to do it one by one. I thought I was trying to do the automated way.
Well, so I do see 1 hit dice from Dariana. I
Oh,
see
there we
2 hit
go.
or 2 from Dariana, 1 from Cutter, 2 from
Yeah,
Cutter.
but there's a way in roll
Oh.
20 to tick all these boxes of how
see.
many you want to do it, and it'll
Oh.
auto roll, and it's not doing that.
It's not
so.
showing it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So how'd you guys make it happen over there?
You just click on the roll hit die
click on-
button,
Gotcha. Okay. Sweet.
Short,
and
or
it's
you can
supposed
get
to
a short rest.
automatically renew your hit points, but
I got
it's
you.
not working, so I'll manually do it.
Okay.
So let's see, that's
There we go. Okay. Take 11. 97. And 11. Nine.
all right. I'm good.
There we go. Dang. All right. That was very friendly. Cool. And we just check up. You just check up the red boxes as they disappear. Okay. Cool.
So how are we doing with
Okay.
short resting?
I'm done.
Victor's done.
Dariana?
I'm gonna use 1 more hit die.
Switch up the music here a little bit. Let's open the creepy playlist.
Okay, cool.
What about this one?
I'm wondering if we could use that
Yeah. There we go.
that dark black thing to kill those other guys. I kind of lure them in here.
So who is actually holding this wand?
I think that'd be Dariana. Yeah.
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 Okay. So if you're short resting with this in your possession,
You get to
you will figure out what it is, actually.
Nice.
And are you going to tell other people what it is?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, then I will just show to all of you players. That is the wand. And what you find is this wand called a Blacktooth. It is a black ivory rune carved wand with 7 charges. I'll actually have you roll a d7.
Oh, for the amount of charges.
Yeah, that it actually has apparently.
Okay.
Again,
So
one benefit of digital rollers.
how do I do it again?
/ roll 1d7.
It's legendary.
Does that work? 2. No. Plus.
You got 2 charges.
Can I plus it?
You cannot. You cannot. Oh, that's
Do
true.
you have to be a fiend or undead spellcaster?
Yeah.
Or spellcaster with fiendish or undead heritage?
So you won't be able to attune to it.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
So I guess you can't attune to it, but by having it in your possession, I'll say that you can figure out what it is.
Eric,
If only you had
Eric
an undead.
might.
If only you knew somebody.
It was Dampier. Right?
Wait, what does it do? I mean, it doesn't matter.
It
but yeah.
gives guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt, but You can also there's other spells from it.
Yeah.
So to
I
read it
see.
out loud for everybody, it has charges. One or more of its charges can cast a guiding bolt spell from it. One charge you can cast first level version of the spell. You can increase the spell slot level by 1 for each additional charge you expend. The wand regains 1d6 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn. Beguiler of Darkness requires attunement. You must be a fiend or undead spellcaster or a spellcaster with fiendish or undead heritage to attune to this wand. While you are attuned to this wand, it can hold up to 10 charges. In addition, while you are attuned to this wand and holding it, you can use an action to expend one or more of its charges to cast one or more of the following spells from it using your spell save DC: Calm Emotions, Command, Dominate Monster, Hold Monster, or Suggestion. These spells can target and affect only fiends and undead creatures, but they otherwise work like the indicated spells. A target that is immune to the charm condition can be affected by a spell cast from this wand. However, that target has advantage on its saving throw. So basically, anyone can use the wand in its base form, but if you are a fiend or undead, you can attune to its Beguiler of Darkness features.
That's cool.
And although Diana, you unfortunately are not undead, you have one and maybe at some point potentially 2 undead casters in your party.
Yes. Sylvester,
Yes.
I think you will do better with this, and I'll give it to him. And if I hadn't already explained what it does, I will.
Well, thank you.
Now you
You're
already have a wand equipped, don't you?
I have a rod.
Yeah, you do.
So many rods around here.
We can go there. It's a little safer territory.
How many items do you? So I meant to say this last time.
I'm attuned
just-
to 2 items: a rod and a ring.
So you're gonna have a rod, a wand, and a
wand
ring.
and a
So you're just
rod.
gonna be like rod, wand,
It's a
rod,
rod
wand.
making rod.
How many items are other people attuned to? And I also, a quick reminder from last time, I did make most of your items into item cards because I know that many of you have things attuned to you that many of you have not used in quite a while. Quick reminder about gems in people's chests, or thorny crowns that people have, or scarabs, or magical abilities of swords, or things like that. In addition, you found a couple other items recently: a ring and what appears to be some type of necklace. Who has those?
Victor has the necklace because you said it was like a health that gave him like immunity to disease. And he didn't. When I put it in the list, it said he did not have to attune to it either.
You don't have to attune to it. No,
That was
no,
dope.
no.
Yeah, so he's got that, and I think the ring we gave to somebody else.
So
I can look at my notes.
I think I had the ring.
I believe so too.
Probably. Yeah.
It is in Dariana's journal. So yeah. So don't forget you have
Yeah.
the Ring of the Ram.
Oh yeah, where
which
you can
does-
knock people. Yeah.
AC thing or something, or no?
So she can knock people over. Like.
Oh,
Yeah. So look at your journals. Don't forget all the items
Yeah.
you have.
I'm attuned to
Um,
this too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my
Um,
wand of war mage. So
Yeah, you need
Right.
that.
Yeah, I have the Dread Scarab, which gives me advantage on saving throws against spells.
Yeah, I
don't
think
forget
Beatum
that.
had like.
Oh, you haven't been using that, have you?
I don't know if I've been attacked by a spell in a long time. I can't remember.
Oh, true.
I'm going to fire bolt cutter. Just kidding.
That's awesome.
I'm just kidding.
Use your scarab, bitch.
Let's see. Right?
Shit, it doesn't work.
It's a scientific method. We have to test the hypothesis.
Dark Kingdoms, people.
Yeah, and don't forget your wand of the war mage, because you give that. If you're attuned to it, it should add it into your
Yeah.
spell attacks, but it does give you a +1 and ignores half cover.
Yeah.
And I already have something that ignores half cover, I think.
Yeah, the sniper.
I think it's probably Warcaster.
Oh, I have
Sniper,
that
sniper.
and spell sniper. I
Yeah.
put-
Yeah.
Attuned to it
So
anyway.
don't-
'Cause,
Yeah.
Like
I think I am.
my Rod of the
Yeah.
Pack Keeper helps with stuff, and it automatically does it.
Yeah.
So don't forget to review your items regularly for things that could help you. You know,
Dude,
shields that can do stuff and whatnot.
it's the problem with the shield is it eats up a bonus action. So I use the hammer more.
Gotcha.
All right, so
All right, so you guys are all short rested, healed up as much as you can be. Some of you casters get some of your spells back. And do sorcerers and warlocks get spells back on short rest?
I know warlocks do.
I
don't think spells do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clerics don't either.
Definitely not.
So it has 2 charges. Is that what we determined?
Oh, you get no charges
I-
because you have to possess it
I
for a
have
short
to
rest.
do it still.
I think
Okay.
the sorcerer can spend some of its points though to regain slots if she wants. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're desperate.
Yeah.
How do I? Is there a way to give it charges or no? It just has. Whatever.
It regains charges at dawn.
Okay.
Whenever dawn may be.
Okay. All right. So there we are.
Okay. So what is your plan?
Well, we're short rested. From where Annie's at, can she see those 2 guys down yonder that were walking?
4 guys.
Well, there's 2 directly south of us.
So what you guys have seen at this point is what appears to be a pond directly to your southwest, like a large body of water. Farther to the left is an even larger body of water where there were two guys that heard that someone was around but did not see you. And there appeared to at some point be two gents over here patrolling between what appears to be this small body of water and this body of water, going back and forth
Right.
through the area.
Does she still see them?
If she wants to fly that direction, she could attempt to see them. Again, it's still dim light in here.
Okay.
I know that she can see relatively well, but they're like
to hereish. Oh, wait, hereish. So
okay. Well, then, yeah, she can see these two, and what they appear to be doing right now is hanging out over by this pool of water over here, just casually leaning on a mushroom and appearing to eat something. So maybe taking some type of break.
okay. Does she see the 2 to the west?
Yeah, just kind of hanging out right there.
All right. So I'll tell everybody the same Daryl we saw before are still there. The 2 that were patrolling back and forth are sitting by the water eating. We're supposed to find 3 items.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we've gotten 1. I'm
Seems
assuming, which you know what they say about that, but the 2 off to the west are who are guarding water. There might be another in there. And perhaps the 2 to the east.
Seems logical.
Yeah.
So how do we want to approach?
Just so you all know, I cannot do that again, what I did the last time.
Mm.
That's okay. I was really looking forward to turning into a shark.
Okay. That works out.
Your plan was definitely better,
I mean,
without a doubt.
Can't you make them die of broken hearts or something, and we can get on with this?
We can try that.
if you want to, I could have my brothers run them over. It looks like I could run one end of cave to other, hit all 4, perhaps.
Oh, oh, that's interesting.
Very much. We have game in Ruthenian Plain called bowling. It's delicious.
You'll have to tell me more about that sometime.
Yes, with skulls. Would you like me to start with that and we just commence chaos?
Yes, I suppose.
Let's just, yeah, I kind of like chaos. Yes, yes.
So Dariana, he kind of
Yeah.
like he pulls out his dagger because you must not be bloody anymore, right? Because it only lasts an hour. Because the short rest.
Short rest is, well, what do we call a short rest? Half an hour to an hour?
Okay, like
Yeah,
if
we'll say it's gone. We'll say it's gone. We'll say
Okay.
it's gone. We'll say it's gone. I'm
so
sorry
he,
to cut you.
so he reaches out his hand, kind of hands her the dagger that must draw blood,
Thank you, Victor.
and then he'll take a point of damage. We'll see if he'll regret that later.
It only takes one.
Also,
It only takes one. We learned that the hard way.
What's your range on your?
Let me look.
We might have to charge out. Ready our spells.
So I can, yes. What is interesting for spell? Oh, this is true. So I can begin it 30 feet away. So we
That's
would, and
way
you know,
more-
I'm very good at being stealthy. So like it starts at a point there. So like I could start it and definitely run over two of the guys from here. But to get to all four of them, I'd have to be within 30 feet of that line.
How high is the ceiling here?
In the middle, I would say over this pond is kind of the highest point in the entire area. Because what you see, as far as what you've seen, is there's a little cave you came in on and a little cave off to the side. It kind of opens up in those areas, kind of narrows down towards the mouths and opens back up again. I would say in this area over the middle biggest space, probably about like 50, 60 feet.
And I'm going to ask Cutter this because she's from here. Approximately how far can you see down here?
In darkness? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, well, here in this main cave.
I mean, I don't know. These are all
The mushrooms,
bioluminescent,
yeah,
right?
the mushrooms
so
are
it's not
lighting
like
things
it's in
up.
complete darkness, right?
It's not complete darkness. You guys have dim light out. I think I said I'd give you guys about 90 feet where there's lit up mushrooms.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're seeing I haven't closed off areas you've already seen. So it's a little bit farther than what you guys can see right now, but it's with A&E being able to see and transmit. We'll say that's about as far as you can see right now.
Okay. So what if I levitate you? We're just going to levitate the shit out of this place. And you don't move till you're ready to cast your spell. I have Annie. You grab onto her tail. She pulls you to within range.
Okay.
We sneak up, get in our positions, and then you let your spell go.
I like this very much. So what is interesting, right? I only have to get within 30 feet of line between them. So I could be from
Maybe
say,
here in the mushroom?
I think would do. Yeah, just beyond mushroom. Yes. And I put right on one end of line and run all the way other way.
Okay.
And then I do believe though I don't think we should split up. So perhaps I will hold ground there once you let me down, and you can cast from across pond, and perhaps Cutter come around and use his sword.
Okay.
Does that sound good,
Let
Cutter?
Cutter go get in position first because
Sure.
he's
Where?
Yeah.
To the...
So I would think like Cutter kind of like get to like a hiding position. I mean,
I think Cutter
kind of like right here because you move so much.
go get in position first because he's
And then-
least likely to blow our position.
And then if he floats me, then I'll be quieter because I won't be moving.
You won't be stepping, exactly.
I won't be stepping.
Holding onto a tail, don't move.
Yeah, and then my thought is, Eric, is that like you'd pull me like from the mushrooms kind of between the gap here where they know they can't see us.
And
then
that's what I was
around-
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then around the edge of these mushrooms, and then I'll get to like right here where I'm doing that purple circle.
Well, I think what we'll do is once she gets you there, I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
So, and this is for Ryan too. So levitate, once I cut it, you don't just fall, you feather fall basically. So he'll be kind of slowly descending to the ground, which should hopefully give you time to cast your spell. Want me to throw levitate up?
So what are you doing?
I guess I'm sneaking to here. Wait, let me change
Yes.
my cursor. To here and then to here. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do.
Yes.
Yeah. Then, and after he kind of I'm gonna wait for him to get in position. Then I'm gonna cast levitate on Victor.
Mhm.
Have Annie kind of he's gonna grab onto her tail.
Yep.
And he's gonna pull her kind of using cover. So around these bricks.
Yeah.
This thing
So
here.
like through here,
Yeah,
here,
exactly. Down.
here, and then I think if he drops right here, he can
Yeah.
put the spell here, and then it can come from left to right across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
To do what?
So I'm gonna
Spell
cast
casting?
so I'm gonna cast Sudden Stampede, and so Sudden Stampede, I get within 30 feet of him, Ryan. I drop it right here, and then I'll put the line up so everybody can see it.
I think we need to convolute our plan a little bit more.
And then it goes right through the middle here. Oh, here's what's interesting though. I'm pretty sure it only goes 100 feet, 60 foot long. Oh, so we can only run over. So I guess when
Well,
Victor
fuck
comes
that
around,
plan, man.
when Victor comes around the corner, he sees how fucking far apart they are, and he's like, "Shit!" Like, because I can't upcast it to double the distance of.
Well,
horse.
so that's the thing is, I mean, you
Yeah.
wouldn't. I mean, you're meta the shit out of this right now. So
yeah.
as far as figuring that
Being
out,
creative,
like
yeah.
you would need to do that. So we're saying that you have
Okay.
done what you have done then at this point. Can
Yeah.
I get a stealth check from
Yeah.
Yep.
from Cutter?
Love it.
Not like it fucking matters.
Yeah, and then what it'll look like, I think, Ryan, is that like the horses will run through them, and he's never seen how far they go, and then they would just disappear like back into
Okay,
the shadow.
so Cutter is snuck there. All right,
Yeah.
and then Sylvester, what you're casting levitate on
Victor.
So Victor, you are now levitated in the sky in this cavernous area in the middle. And you are being pulled by Annie up in the air around these areas, right?
Yeah.
So start moving your token that direction.
Okay.
I would
Oh,
like
Annie.
Like Annie's pulling,
So-
I'm not moving.
right, but you're like, I mean, you're up above pretty much everything. You're literally just floating through the sky.
Yes.
Roll me a stealth check.
Oh man, that's what we were trying to avoid. Okay.
So you're
yeah.
I mean, I'll give you advantage on it because you're up in the
Okay.
air, but you still have like heavy, clanky armor, and you're floating, being pulled by this spine devil in the darkness.
Okay.
There is a chance that these guys will.
I got you. Like bounce off a rock or something.
let's do an oppose check where these guys, I'll do disadvantage on perception.
Okay.
To just if they glance up, they're gonna
Oh
see
yeah, they'll see
this
this dude floating.
big fucking dude floating, grabbing onto a
he-
little devil.
Yeah, I got you. But it would be kind of after he came out from behind that tower. I love it. So
Right. Well,
I'll just do it.
so because this whole area here, this whole
It's wide
area here
open.
is
Yeah.
wide
Yeah.
open in the
And-
sky.
So I should just do a normal roll then, not advantage, and we'll just do opposed.
You have advantage, which gives
Okay.
you a normal roll. Yeah, and then I'll give them disadvantage on their perception check.
Because I would normally have disadvantage.
So that the
Okay.
odds are incredibly like it's a 10-point swing to give you advantage and then disadvantage. So
I can still fuck it up.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, let's just because I want this crazy thing. I want to see the horses disappear. I'm gonna bless this one. Thank you.
I'm definitely
Janelle.
gonna bane it. Yeah, I'm
Thank you,
definitely gonna
Janelle.
bane it.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Normal roll. Here we go. There we go. Oh, crit. Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Yes. So I get a card too, a blue card.
Yeah, crit
Nice.
plus.
Oh, dude,
Um,
roll 20 finally is
I
turned
love
our
it when the
way.
plan comes together.
This is the A-team grade shit.
Until you know that it doesn't and you can't
So
hit.
I
both,
feel
and
like
you
I'm
piss everybody
Mr.
off.
I'm Mr. T, and you're the guy that flies the planes. Eric.
Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Yeah. So let me get a
Pity
stat
the
block
fool.
for some of these guys here. Let's look at perception plus 0. Cool.
Cool,
So let me roll d20 times 2.
I don't think you can't beat it because I got a +4.
Hey, I could get a plus 1,000.
Oh, okay, that's
So
true. You're a god. That's right.
I am God.
Oh.
It's an 11. So you just look down, and one of them's just like picking their ass. The other is eating a snack. And you're just like silently, like not moving. You're just like grabbing onto a tail, just this floating through the air.
Like in a robotic pose.
Yeah. So you guys end up coming down towards what,
I'm
like
glad it was the
here-ish?
snack he was eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No. What were you doing? So now, how far are you up in the air?
I don't know, Eric. How far am I?
Well, less tall than the mushrooms because I think part of the plan was to have some sort of cover. So
the mushrooms are like 10, 12 feet. That's it.
Yeah.
So
So
you're barely
how
up in the
high
air.
he is then.
So I'm like the height of like a basketball hoop.
Yeah, I want him to have
Gotcha.
cover. I just didn't want him fucking walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once he's kind of in position, I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna drop.
Because I can feather fall now, right?
Yes.
For like the 10
Yeah. So
feet.
we'll say that that whole stealth check, especially with the crit, make sure that someone didn't really, so no one looked in your direction. And even feather falling again, you're still in heavy armor. When you even silently, when you kind of hit the ground, you're gonna clank a little bit.
Yeah.
But you don't really. You just kind of very gently settle down into the ground. Your armor doesn't clink. Nothing happens. No one makes a sound. Everything is dead silent.
Okay.
And these guys are over here, and you hear them still arguing as they were previously.
Nice.
And then what are you gonna do?
So right here where I'm doing this the purple circle, these guys, while they're arguing, there's going to be like a whole herd of wild fey spirit horses manifest 10 feet across. So like a 10 feet wide line here. Victor thinks they're going to go the whole distance, but mechanically we know it's not going to make it. And then they're going to hopefully run over these two guys. And then Victor's intent is that it's going to hit the other two guys. But then at 60 feet, so probably like right next to that pond, they're going to kind of disappear back into the Fey and vanish.
Okay, so you settle down. You drop down silently behind these mushrooms, and in front of you, roughly 30, 40 feet away, you see these two small, insane Daryl just bickering back and forth with each other. Every now and then one gives one a shove, and the other one like kind of elbows him back, and then they remember that they're supposed to be guarding something, not just going crazy. And suddenly, next to them, out of nothing, just appears this 10-foot wide herd of spectral horses. Why don't you drop that in VTT real quick?
Will do. I think if I hit cast on VTT,
Or even just cast, that's fine. Yeah.
oh, but that didn't.
So then, yeah, just click it and hit display in VTT.
Yeah. Boom. Here we go.
Sudden stampede. You conjure up a multitude of face spirits that manifest as galloping horses. These horses run in a 10-foot wide, 60-foot long line in a given direction, starting from a point within range, trampling all creatures in their path before vanishing again. Each creature in the line takes 6d10, which it looks like you rolled 16 points of damage.
What was it?
Oh, that was shitty. It was all twos and one.
Oh,
And they
Brutal.
get a dexterity saving throw to reduce it
half
by
it.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And potentially knocked prone. So suddenly in their bickering, what do the Fey horses look like? Are they glowing? Are they colored? How do they appear? Describe this process to me on how they suddenly appear next to these people.
Yeah, so like he kind of like superheroes down into a kneeling position, and he stands up and he kind of holds.
So you do a whole like thing.
Yeah, because of the
Gotcha.
crit, and then he's got this horseshoe, which is the material component, and he kind of waves it kind of their way, and then you see like kind of the rolling like black smoke kind of begins, and then at first you just see the hoof prints, and then all of a sudden, like these black Ruthenian stallions just like emerge like from nowhere, and then the nostrils are flaring, and you just hear them, and then just there's a 10-foot wide line of like 6 or 8 of them, and they just roll through.
They just roll through, just like, again, all these guys hear first is this, da-da-da, 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 and then suddenly they're just run over by these black spectral horses. So they see this right at the last second, and they both get to make dexterity saving throws. So first one gets a 20. Second one gets a 22.
Damn.
And I assume your spell save DC is around a 16, 17?
Yeah, it's like 17, I think.
Yeah,
it's not 20. It's for sure not 20.
Yeah. So they both save. They dive out of the way. They're not stomped on by these horses. They're kind of bodied by the shoulders of the horses. They're knocked out of the way. They are not prone.
Not prone.
They watch the horses just gallop away, heading straight for these other two guys at the pool. These two guys just start screaming as the horses come through them, like, oh my God, what is this? And they run and actually dive into this little pool of water as the horses are racing towards them.
Okay.
And they're like ducking in the water, hiding behind the mushrooms. But before the horses get to them, they just disappear. And all that's heard is the echoing of these horses in the chamber.
And Victor's never seen him disappear before, because normally they'll run into like walls and stuff and disappear. So he's like, what the fuck? And I'm pretty sure he knows that Cutter's kind of like right behind him. And so what he'd like to do is...
What happens even prior to that, as you're watching this happen, these two guys here pull themselves together, start looking around, see you, and just start racing in your direction. So as they're screaming, swords up, insane look in their eyes. Again, this is what they look like. Where are we? I'll drop this in the middle here.
Oh gosh. So we saw these guys kind of similar when we first entered.
You saw slightly different. These guys are more armor than that.
Oh.
As these two guys are racing towards you, we'll take a quick break.
Nice.
Hello and welcome back to the Adventure Archive. Where we left off, our players had come up with a genius plan that did not quite work out as well as they had hoped, levitating their unstealthy cleric across the sky behind some mushrooms to drop some spectral steeds, hopefully in a line to hit these two batches of Darrow, not realizing the spell is not long enough. The spell did very little damage, and everyone that was affected by it saved. Each one taking a total of 8 damage. Not being prone. Seeing the caster of that spell and racing in their direction. So as these Darrow start to move towards you, I would like everybody. Wait a second. Let me sure the initiative is cleared out. It's not. I would like everybody roll me initiative.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Let's pick a good battle one. Let's try dangerous. That's what dangerous sounds like.
Ooh, that sucks. All right. So I'm gonna click on Annie as well.
Oh, that's a good one.
Let me know if this pops up for Annie. I'm trying. It still says Sylvester.
That's fine.
But
did you actually select her token?
Yeah.
Oh well.
But I'm the 8, unfortunately. She's the 19.
Well, you're a 10 to me, Eric.
Thanks. I love being mediocre. Kind of my wheelhouse.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got a Cutter, we got a Victor, we got a Sylvester. Annie's got a 19.
Yeah.
Oh, then it did come through on her. It says Sylvester, but it came through with
but
her
it's her token. Okay, cool.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Let me. Oh wow, what is? Oh, that's just a very short. Let's pick a different one. Let's try this one. Yeah, we can rock that one. Let's go with that one. Dex bonus, so we'll do. It's really a lot of them. So he got a 13. Let's add turn, and I'm gonna try to see if I add turn before I roll. Add turn, and then I select his token, and then roll. It does not put the turns in. Okay. So I have a Cutter, a Victor, a Sylvester, a Dariana, and an Annie. That's the whole party right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Let's put this in descending order. And it looks like, Cutter, what you hear from your position, or what you see, is basically Victor's back. And what you see is him cast a spell. What you see is him being perplexed by its, what's the word I'm looking for?
So you're saying
impotence.
Victor's
Impotence.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
definitely.
from your perspective, clearly
Hollow.
Victor's asshole. And then you see him start to backpedal. You hear these screams like, "Yeah, get that fucker!" And Victor start to backpedal away from you. What are you doing?
Let's see what I got here. I actually think I'm just going to move here. So do these provide cover, these mushrooms?
Like if you are behind them, you can be covered.
Yeah, that's like I just mean they're big enough. So I think I'm just gonna move here. And I want to do the hide. I want to try to hide for now.
Okay, so roll me a stealth check. We'll just say you're kind of tucked in right here.
Yeah.
Sure. They don't even you don't even come out from behind the mushrooms. You actually creep underneath, get on in. No one knows you're there. You're silent. They don't see you. No one sees you.
Okay.
You're a ghost.
That is it. That's what I'm doing for now.
Okay. Did you want to do anything else as a bonus action or anything?
No. I'm just gonna stay hidden.
Okay. All right. next up would be this gent right here. He is going to race forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right up to you, Sylvester.
Victor.
Or Victor. And he is going to the very first thing he's going to do as he moves in towards you is once he gets within 30 feet and is rushing towards you, his wild eyes seem to mesmerize you.
Uh-oh.
Question, only because it might save me. When I critted, did I get a blue card that might save my answer?
Oh, did you crit? And do you not have a blue card already?
Yeah, remember I critted on the, I forget what it was, some check. Just because, like, I know these guys are going to, I don't want to end up.
What did you actually crit? Oh, you critted on your stealth
Stealth.
check to be invisible while levitating. Yeah.
Just because, like, it might come in. And then that'll remind you also that I have a red.
Let's see if you're lucky.
And I think, can we just turn off the orange? I feel like we're remembering it now for now, and then I'll flick it back on when I use it, because I've got so many dots on there. So I'll just go like that.
All right. You, sir, get plus 1d4
Okay.
on a skill or attack roll. So let me update your luck dex. Can we get an exclamation point luck in the chat, please?
I'm too slow.
And is that a deal, Ryan, where like you can kind of use it after you see the roll?
Yeah, you can use it after you see the roll,
Great.
but before you
Gotcha.
before you know whether you hit or not.
Whether you hit or not.
Plus
Gotcha.
1d4 on skill check. Skill check. No, don't forget it's skill check, not
Okay,
saving throw.
gotcha. Oh.
Or attack roll, because there are saving throw ones in here as well.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that was the last one I
and
had.
And then let me update your blue card for Matt. You have 1.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay, so everything is updated appropriately for everybody. I need you. Actually, let's get you a red card real quick.
Yeah. Here we go.
Ooh, lucky you. With the Baned. With a 1. Fuck. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, so the red was unusable. That's just a normal bane. Gotcha.
My red card does not currently apply
Gotcha.
to the situation.
Okay, I gotcha. Cool.
So I gave you, normal
I got
Bane,
you.
so minus
Okay.
1.
And what's my save?
Wisdom.
What are you saving against?
Wisdom. Is it wisdom?
Wisdom.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Come on, buddy.
Ooh.
Okay, so 20 dirty. 20 dirty.
Oh, did you bless?
I blessed, yeah, so 1, 2,
Let me
at a plus
take
1.
your bless off real quick. Let me take your bless off.
There we go.
Okay, Matt, bless,
And the 5.
settings, 4, save.
I'm
all
hoping
right,
that
so
meets it.
it does, in fact. You are able to save against his infectious insanity as he races towards you.
Is that going
Um,
to give me, like, for the rest of this, or am I going to have to save every time?
An affected creature repeats the saving throw at the end of each time, blah, 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 ending it on a success.
So remember that was the thing last time.
I think it does not
Like I'm
specify
immune
in the
to it or
stat
something?
block. Yeah, it doesn't specify in the stat block, but generally, if you save against it, you're immune to
Sweet. Okay.
this guy's infectious.
Right,
insanity.
but not the other guy. Gotcha.
So you are unaffected, but he still races towards you, and he's going to take 2 swings with a scimitar at you.
Oh shit, it's a crazy scimitar.
That'll be a 26. Ooh,
Yes.
and a big
and-
miss.
And no. So 26 hit, 8 does not hit.
Okay, so you are going to take first 6 points of damage from the scimitar.
Okay.
You get an additional
Poison or something.
7 points of how do you feel about necrotic damage?
I might be. Let me see. Let me see the necrotic, because I do have some interesting features. I don't think I'm immune to it. No, the only thing right now I have defense against is disease.
Gotcha.
So I'm
So
not
you
immune
take
to it.
an additional
Okay.
2d8 as he swings with the sword and strikes you.
Okay.
There appears to be this dark shadow of the blade that,
Okay.
like, the blade hits you, and then the shadow hits you as well as he swings through. Then the two merge back
Oh.
together as he
Okay.
strikes you with what appears to be some type of shadow strike. And he stands in front of you and just like,
Nice.
and that's the end of his turn. And then it is Annie.
All right. So Annie is going to
Blazes.
attack a guy that's further away. The guy
Okay.
down there.
Nice.
17.
17 will miss.
Okay. She has 2 attacks. And that sucks. That is 17 misses.
Yeah, he seems to be relatively well armored. Here, the armor on this guy reminds you of what was his goddamn name?
And 16 misses as well.
Yeah, Gerlo.
Oh,
Gerlo.
the guy in the pit. The dude in the
Yes,
pit.
Right.
Oh.
their
So-
armor reminds you of that.
So she missed them both. But she's going to fly and she's going to kind of keep her height a little bit, probably about 30 feet up. And she's going to go right about there.
Okay. All right. Let me check one thing real quick.
Hmm.
Give me 1 second to look for something. Looking at a spell real quick. Okay, so whose turn is it? It's the other guy's turn. He is also going to race forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So he can't. So he's going to race up next to here. I need you to make me another crazy check. I'll bane that one.
Like the save, the crazy save.
Yeah. So roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. And
Getting low on banes.
yeah, I'm gonna burn a blast too. Seems pretty
Drop
important.
XP in the
Okay.
chat.
This is-
One of your blesses.
There we go. And then if I fuck this one up, I can use my inspiration to re-roll it.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Oh, there we go.
All right.
So a 19 because you had a +1. You had a -1.
Yeah. So as he races towards you, on top of the insanity, he pulls out this blade, very similar to the other one, with that shadow kind of trailing after it.
Okay.
And he actually, in his hand, the blade suddenly pulses with this energy.
Ugh.
And he reaches out to just take 2 strikes at you. The first one is an 11, which I know misses.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Next
have a
one is
19.
you fucking little dick.
There we go.
Misses with both strikes. You're able to just kind of dodge out of the way as these 2 strikes come in. Your shield comes up, both clank against your shield as both of these little Darrow are now in your space attacking you. You're able to deflect these blows, but you see that weapon is still kind of lit up with this dark energy that he seems to be casting into it, a little bit different from the other guy. And from, I'm gonna say, how far are you guys away from the action? Because none of you, I know Sylvester can see what's happening, but Dariana, you're pretty far back.
She knows it's a plan though. Like she knows we're gonna attack.
Right, but she doesn't necessarily know that the plan failed. You guys are literally hidden completely behind the mushrooms in front of her, this here, all of these mushrooms over here. I would like you to roll me a perception check. because you're almost 100 feet away from what's happening, to see if you hear the sounds of battle, put 2 and 2 together, all fuck. All right. Let's see.
No,
Oh, you already have a blue card.
No, I don't.
So, yeah, you do. According, you just don't have a dot. You don't have a dot on your token.
Oh,
But it's according to my list.
It's not.
Oh,
in
you
the digital
don't.
part.
You don't. I must have left it on your screen, but never did it. So let's pull a blue card for you as well.
Yes.
And stop making you guys roll, so you stop getting good. All right, so you just succeed on a skill check.
Okay.
Skill check, not saving throw.
Okay.
And you can decide to use that after you have. I'll say that you can use it after you have failed a check. You don't have to preemptively decide, hey, I will just succeed on this. If you fail, you can say, nope, I succeed.
Okay, cool.
All right. So don't forget that's in there. Remember, you guys have access to this the blue card list.
That is sweet.
Yeah. And then, but what you don't have access to is the notes that give me the red card list. So you do, in fact, have a token. You do, in fact, literally hear everything so well you can imagine it perfectly in your mind. And you are up. What would you like to do?
Okay. Oh God. I mean, I don't even know if I could. Let's see.
If all you can do is dash towards the action, that's all, you can do that as well.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. From here, I don't have a line of sight at all, do I?
Not even close. Not even with all of your stuff. You can't see literally anything.
Okay. Then I guess I will dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I'll go here.
Okay. Yeah, so from there you can see, but you used up your action. If you have some type of bonus action or something like that, you can totally use it.
I don't. So this is it. That's my turn.
All right, so that is the end of your turn. And it is now Sylvester. Again, you have a sense of what's going on because of Annie. I
Right.
assume you guys are pretty much always kind of in communication.
Yeah.
But you also can't see anything that's happening. You are, behind cover and everything like that.
That's okay. So I want to run up to here. And then from there in the lake over there, because I know they ran and jumped in there. I might.
Oh, you're attacking the other two guys.
Yep.
Okay.
So right in the middle of that, of the pond, because I may not know exactly where they are. I'm going to drop Synaptic Static.
I like it.
I'll throw that
Right.
up there.
I will go ahead and add them into combat.
Sounds like
They
a murder.
previously.
Yeah. Last thing we need is to be like,
Yeah,
guys, run up behind us.
yeah.
Oh shit! No.
And that one dude looks crazy as hell.
So let's just kill them.
All right, Synaptic Static. You choose a point within range and cause psychic energy to explode there. Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make an intelligence saving throw. A creature with an intelligence score of 2 or lower can be affected. 8d6 seconds damage on a failed, and I assume you upcast it. Half as much on the success. After a fail, target has muddled thoughts for 1 minute. During this time, it rolls a d6 to subtract the number rolled from all of its attacks. Constitution saving throws, blah, 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 blah. So they need to make intelligence saving throws,
Yep.
is what you're saying. All right. So these guys, all right.
Good thing they crazy.
That's what I'm figuring.
Right?
They're decent on wisdom, but terrible on intelligence.
The bottom guy got an 8.
Yep.
And
Sweet.
then we will say, here's the other guy, and he, ooh,
Ooh.
20.
Huh? Well, he's saved.
Okay, so the lower guy is all
There's your
effed up
damage.
now, right?
28. So the top guy's taking 28. The bottom guy's taking 14.
Scratch that, reverse it.
Okay.
Um,
Willy Wonka. All right.
and then I will put a little crazy guy, a little messed up for a minute token on this guy. I wish they just had numbers as tokens. You know what I mean? So you could count down with the token bit.
Right.
That would be clever, but we'll just go ahead and give him. Oh, there's this thing it says screaming. We'll go with that. We'll say he's cray. And I'm gonna actually, to remind myself, I'm gonna go ahead and draw some text. Not an Arial. Why? Because Arial sucks. I'll use yellow. I'll make it 40, and next to him, you said it's 1 minute, right? That's 10 rounds, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll put a 10
But it
there.
gets
Can you guys see
to make
that?
Intelligence saving throw at each of it end of its turns.
Okay, that's fine. I'll
That's
put a 10 right
dope,
next to
though.
him to remind myself of that. And let's
Sweet that you don't have to concentrate on that.
I know, right?
That's awesome.
There's some broken ass shit going on.
Dang.
So they took some damage. So you cast this spell, and basically as they're kind of figuring out that the horses aren't running over them and trying to like, dust themselves off in the water, just like pretend that like being, waist deep in this small pool is nothing. Suddenly this psychic bomb erupts on them. The bottom guy, blood actually starts coming out of his ears from this. The top guy is able to shake it off. But the lower guy is just completely confused, completely disoriented, has no idea what's going on. And are you doing anything else?
Not yet. No.
Okay. Victor, you are up and you are surrounded by this crazy Darrow.
Right
Your
where
mind has been assaulted by their madness.
yeah.
But you resisted.
Yeah, right where I wanted them. So question, what I'd like to do without like disengaging, I'd like to move to this spot here. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because my thought is I want them to turn to look at me because I know Cutter's kind of somewhere hiding behind me because that was our plan. And so I want their backs kind of facing him, And
yeah,
then,
absolutely. We'll
cool.
see.
And,
We'll see.
and okay. Then what I'd like to do is have my spiritual hammer reappear. So he kind of waves his hand, and if you give it to me, I'll drop it in there.
I'll give it to you. Just give me a second.
Thank you, sir.
One hundo. Let's go find him up here. GM layer, token layer. There he is. Oh, there you go.
Thank you. All right, so I'm just gonna keep it simple, kind of drop it right here. And so I will attack the guy that's right next to it. Spell. And let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead, because these guys you said they're armored, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and upcast this. I think at 4th level it does more damage. Here we go. Come on, buddy.
You have not long rested in quite a while, so are you getting slow on spells?
I'm low on the high level ones. I use that,
Gotcha.
so I've got a lot. What I was doing before was kind of cantrippy, so I've got like 1/7.
That's fine. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, just keep track of it.
Yeah, I've got it. It's in
All
roll
right.
DDB if you need to see it.
So it's a 22 to hit.
22. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You pull this thing out of its spectral space and conk this guy right on the head for
Of
6
course,
damage.
I roll 2 ones, but this is the one where I can put the D8 on it as well. It's like a little bit boost because I'm a high level cleric. It's like that little. It was like a divine energy thing, but we made it like necrotic.
Did we decide that you can do that on?
I can do
spiritual
it
weapon?
once per round. It's like once per round. It's called like it'll go on an attack. So it's not that 31 point drop. This one is called
Oh,
a
yeah,
blessed. It's called a blessed strike. So it's like once you deal the damage, you can't use it until the next turn.
Gotcha. Can you read the whole feature for me real quick?
Yeah. So it's called blessed strikes. When a creature takes damage from one of your cantrips or weapon attacks, you can also deal 1d8. Oh fuck. So it's okay. It won't work because it's not a cantrip. It's a spell weapon. It's not a weapon.
Yeah, and it's not a cantrip or a weapon, so.
Yeah, okay. So I will try this now. So it'll do, I guess, 6 points of damage on this guy.
Right.
And then I'm gonna use, so I know both of them have been damaged because the horses both smooched them. So I'm gonna use Toll the Dead on both these guys because they're within 5 feet of each other. And they're within range of me. And so I can twin it as a death cleric. And so Sound of Dolorous Spells is gonna fill the air around both of these guys. They both need to make wisdom saves. If they fail, they're going to take 3d12 damage.
And spiritual weapon casting is a bonus action, right?
The bonus for the spiritual, yep, and then an action.
Yeah, that's
for Toll the
why.
Dead.
And then you
Action.
get
Use
the
the
cantrip.
cantrip.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bonus and the cantrip. Gotcha. Okay, so they both need to make. You said wisdom.
Wisdom, and I think I'm at 18. I'm at 17, I think. Still, let me check the
Plus 0. Good times. Ooh. So the one you just
Oh, they
conked.
critted. Yeah.
The one you just
nice.
conked crits, and then the bottom guy does not.
Okay, so he's going to take 3d12. Here we go. So,
Oh, wait a minute.
go.
I get to roll again.
Oh. Okay.
He still fails anyway.
That's good for him, I guess. Okay, so here we go. So I think when I click on this, it's supposed to let me do 3d12, but I see it 3d8, so I'm going to roll it right up in here.
Oh, yeah, it might just be not doing the one with the damage associated with
Okay,
it.
there we go. So the guy...
15 points of damage.
Yeah, so both of them, I guess, take a hit. And then... Yeah. And then I'm going to kind of hold my ground, and I'm hoping that they're looking towards me now and pissed, and then hopefully Cutter and Dariana will be able to save my bacon.
Gotcha. Okay. Next up are the two guys that got kind of pulled into the situation. So these gents down here in the pool, this guy is going to kind of climb out of the pool, shaking off, looking in the direction of what could have cast this psychic bomb. He gets far enough out to see Sylvester right here. And he is going to... Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, what can he do? So he used movement to get out of the water, right?
Yeah. He is going to pull out his light crossbow. And he is going to take a shot at Sylvester. Wait, 5, 10, 15, 20. No, he's not going to do that. He knows. That's the range on a light crossbow? Oh, no, never mind. That was dagger. Yeah, plenty of space to get to you. All right, so he's going to try to hit you with a light crossbow. That'll be a 12.
No.
Son of a bitch. And then he is going to put that light crossbow away and get ready to charge towards you. The bottom guy, based on your everything he tries to do, attack rolls and ability checks, I reduce him by a d6. So he's also going to stumble out of the water. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He has a heavy crossbow that he is going to try to fire at you, but it's going to be a... +7, and then we'll just subtract 6 from this. So he rolls not good enough. 14 minus 6. So that'll be like a.
Well, and it's a D6. It's not a straight.
Oh,
But regardless, with the 14, he's missing.
5. Yeah. So as his ears are still bleeding and he's still kind of wobbling from this synaptic bomb that went off, he's literally just waving around this crossbow, almost aiming more at his buddy than aiming at you. But at the last second, he kind of just like leans back and fires a shot up into the air and just and dings off rocks. You just hear it clink into some rocks, and that's all they can do. And that is their turns. And Cutter, you are up.
So I'm still hidden, right? They haven't noticed
Absolutely.
me. So I would like
No.
to attempt to sneak up on this guy.
Yeah.
Attack him.
So you get advantage. Do you have any ability that auto crits when you're sneaking or anything like that? You're not the assassin rogue, I don't think.
No, I don't have anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Second with my
So you get
sword.
advantage.
You get
Yeah.
advantage, yeah.
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 Oh, baby. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 27 will definitely hit.
All right. So,
And then you get that plus sneak attack on this guy.
sweet. So I'll do regular damage and then
So that's 9.
sneak attack damage.
$19. All right. So this guy is hurting. He's immediately bloodied as he's standing there swinging the scimitar at Victor. They're engaged in combat. Victor kind of dodges back, between the two, knowing that you're back there, making sure that their backs are towards you, and it succeeds. You're able to slink out of these mushrooms. No one sees you until suddenly you're this dark shape that rises up behind this Darrow in front of Victor, and this sword just pierces right through, comes out the front, misses vital organs, but still severely damages him as you slide back out. And he just coughs blood all over Victor before he looks towards you. And yeah, you deal a mighty blow to this Darrow.
Oh,
Cool.
by the way, the one that is under my influence, he does get a save at the end of
Okay.
his turns.
And what is the what kind of save is it?
Intelligence. But because it's a save, I think he has the minus D6, right?
I
No, that's
Yeah.
only Constitution saving throws. Okay.
only Constitution. I forgot that he got advantage on the initial save as well, but we'll just say that he doesn't matter. So you said it's an intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence. Just to keep things fair.
15.
Nope.
Not quite. All right.
And
Still
right-
under your influence.
Only
Cutter,
'cause
are
it-
you doing anything else?
So I'm assuming I can't hide again but I'm gonna ask because I've already attacked this guy, so he's aware.
Yeah, they're aware that
So,
you're there
I'm
now.
just
If
gonna-
you left line of sight completely and
Yeah.
not just like ran behind a mushroom or something, you could try to hide again, but yeah.
I think I'm going to actually disengage as a bonus action. So I'm gonna move back here.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
All right.
Ryan, this might matter. So the guy that took damage from the bell, he should have taken that 8 necrotic because of the cantrip. That's like how that thing works. I forgot to. It looks like it didn't get counted off on him.
Cool.
So like,
There we go.
thank you.
All right, so it is his turn. In fact, he looks back, stabbed by Cutter. He's crazy. He's not looking for the advantage. I would say, if he wasn't, he could come here, get some stuff. But he's pissed and he's fucking nuts, and he's just gonna be, you fucking idiot, you bastard! I'll fucking get you. And he's gonna
What?
race towards Cutter. You get an opportunity attack
Okay.
because
That's
he
what I was
rushes
hoping
away
All
from
right,
you.
all right. Yeah, he's gonna whip out. He's got the Mace of Destruction. That's the way.
Mhm.
Here we go.
So one strike.
And you know what? Actually, this is one where I can add a D4 to it as well. So I can do it
So
after.
you get one. You don't get a whole turn with this. You get one melee attack as an opportunity attack.
Oh,
It's a
gotcha.
reaction.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anything beyond a reaction.
But I'm saying the blue
hit-
card. The blue card though, I might be able to use if I need it.
Oh, yeah. What's your blue card?
Oh, I rolled high anyway.
Oh, 1d4 on attack.
Yeah, but I rolled high.
Yeah, 22 will hit.
So here we go. So it's like a 5 + 9 + 5, so 19.
Ooh, nice.
And then he's got to roll. He's got to save against fear. So it's a wisdom save DC or be frightened against me.
So he's got advantage on that.
Oh, son of a biscuit.
Crits.
It's hard to scare crazy people.
Yeah, I love it. Okay.
As he
Yeah.
races towards you, his eyes go all crazy again towards you, Cutter, and I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this a spell?
It's just an ability that he has. It's all the Darrow craziness.
All right. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use one of my amazing blesses because my wisdom isn't so high. So I'm gonna bless it. All right, 4.
Go Bane it.
And then of course you will. God damn it.
4-3. Yeah.
No. See, I knew it.
And do you already have a red
I
card?
do already have a red card.
Ooh, lucky you.
Lucky
Let's take a bless off of you. You're down to 5. My banes are getting low again. I'm using them up.
Oh, baby.
So you are affected by this Darrow confusion for 1 minute. You are magically assaulted by this creature. And afterwards, he is going to strike at you.
Okay.
Let's see if I want to do anything else fun.
What does this effect do to me exactly?
Oh, you are affected by the confusion spell.
Okay.
So it's that thing where you have to roll a d10 and decide what you do.
Got it. So do we do that
Yeah,
now
yeah.
or?
Brutal.
It'll be on your turn.
Oh, on my turn. Okay. So
Yeah.
it doesn't go into effect until my turn then?
So you're affected by the confusion, but it's your action while being confused is what's confused.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So until the start of your next turn, you are confused. But I
Okay.
don't know if you can take any.
Bonus actions or
Like-
reactions or anything?
Yeah, let's see. No, confusion. You can't take reactions.
Okay.
So you're unable to really do anything but be confused until your turn, and then you roll on this table. Let me pop the table out for future use. And then he's gonna just swing on you. That'll be a 16 to hit.
No.
And then a 21 to
Yes,
hit.
That is.
Yeah, so you are gonna take 5 points of damage plus 13 points of additional damage as that shadow strikes into you.
So
Are you
18?
resistant to necrotic?
Yes, I am.
So then
Oh,
that
okay.
second batch of damage is only 6. So you take a total of 11 points of damage
11?
as these scimitars strike you.
Okay.
Damn.
And then it is Annie's turn.
So I'll have Annie attack the guy right in front of him, right there, with her tail spines. 17.
Please.
17 will miss.
Oh.
Okay, she's got 2 attacks.
Come on, Annie.
20.
There we go.
20 will in fact hit. And who is she hitting? This guy over here?
Yeah, the guy engaging with Victor there.
Okay.
And her damage is tail spines. So 5 and fired. That's piercing, and then fire damage of 1, so 6 damage.
All right. Is she doing anything else?
Yes, she's flying to me.
Okay.
Nice.
This
But-
guy. What's up? Was that anything else?
I was saying she's flying to me, but she's keeping about a 10, 12 foot altitude.
Okay. All right. This guy
Nice.
is now up, the one in front of you, Victor, and he's going to swing on you again with the scimitar, just kind of doing like this action, little crazy bastard. First one will be a 16 to hit.
Will not hit.
Second one will be a terrible
And
miss.
it crit. No, or fail.
Crit fails, yeah. And that's the end of his turn, unfortunately. Dariana, you are up.
Okay, I am going to... The guy fighting Victor, is his health bar so low I can't see it, or is it? It is.
It's right there.
No, Victor's health. The
Oh,
one
I see,
is.
I see.
it's a
pretty
big
high.
one. It's pretty full.
It's he's got a big one.
He's got a.
Okay, I think Dariana will. She still has fresh in her mind that Victor gave her blood armor, so she's going to try to help him out if she can. She's going to cast. Let's see what she can cast. I guess we'll just stick with good old Firebolt. Yeah, that's okay.
There we go.
Did I hit?
Fuck.
21?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
21.
21 to hit. Yeah, with 19 fire damage. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Oop.
It's actually +9 because of my mage wand. or whatever.
Let's see.
So +9 on top of your 21, so 30.
No,
to
no,
hit?
no. Sorry. +9 for my spell attack.
So she had
So it was
22.
a 22.
Oh, 22. Gotcha.
Doesn't matter.
Do you have that in your inventory and attuned? Because mine automatically adds it.
I don't think I have it in Beyond, D&D Beyond.
Oh, you should add that and tune it, and it'll make it automatic.
Yeah, then it'll
Yeah.
auto add it to your roll. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Firebolt races across this chasm. You hear the as it comes by, strikes this guy right in the back. Flame erupts around him, Victor. And you see Dariana with a hand outraised, smoking a little bit in the distance.
Nice.
Are you doing anything else, Dariana?
Can't really do much, so I'll stay where I am, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe take cover behind this rock a little.
There we go.
All right. Sylvester, you are up.
So I am going to cast levitate on myself.
Okay.
And just kind of rise up about 30 feet.
Okay.
And that's that.
All right. Victor, you are up.
Okay. Going to spiritual hammer, the guy right in front of me.
Okay.
Let's see here. Attack is the same. Yep. 20. I don't think this is gonna roll the damage, right? So it's I did that 2d8. 4. There it is. Here's the damage. So 19.
19 will hit.
No. The 19 was the damage. It was 20 to hit. I had to
Oh,
roll. I
yeah,
had to
20
roll.
will hit.
So it was
Yeah.
19 force damage on the guy right in front of me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. I have that spell called Decay. So it's like it's a melee spell attack.
Mhm.
I try to slap that on him and hopefully put this guy away. Go. Actually, I'm gonna. Oh, I can do the D4 after I roll. After I see it. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, there we go. 27. So it does 15 damage, and then I'm gonna use the Chernobog's blessing kind of thing, and drop like another 31 points of damage on him with that feature that I have.
Okay.
It's called Touch of Death. When you hit a creature with a melee spell attack or melee attack, you can spend Channel Divinity used to deal 31 points of necrotic.
Okay. Yeah. No. You. I mean, he was barely standing on his feet after you struck him with that hammer. So when you reach out and you hit that,
nice.
you hit him with decay. You just obliterate like his entire upper torso. Literally, just instantaneously like rots and blasts away, and this like necrotic blast from your decay and Chernobog's blessing just overkill the fuck out of him.
It's so
yeah, you always wait to catch your biggest shit until someone has 1 HP left.
I couldn't. I should have pulled out to just to check the bar out.
No. Yeah. No, you wrecked this. You wrecked this guy. He's absolutely obliterated. Good job. Are you doing anything else?
Well, I think I have some movement now, which
you do, yeah.
Could potentially help him. So, let's see here: 5, 10, 15, 20. It does not give him opportunity attack, right? If I just flank him.
No.
And then I think I can move the hammer too at this point. 20 feet.
You can move the hammer, I think, as part of the attack.
It's part of the attack. Okay, so it'll.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah. So you can move it next time 20 feet.
Sure.
I could be wrong. We'll see. Next up is this little crazy guy, and he's going to keep racing towards Sylvester. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and he's going to raise up. And Sylvester's just gone. He's disappeared. No. He's going to raise up this light crossbow. And he's going to take, do I get?
Nah, you don't.
Yeah, I do not get, multi-attack on my light crossbow. So he is going to fire a shot at you.
Yep.
That'll be a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah. And you will take 13 points of damage as you're floating up there, and suddenly this crossbow bolt just strikes into your thigh.
All right.
And he's just screaming, "Get down here, you fucker! Get down! Get down here! You! Down!" And then it is the next guy's turn, and he is going to stumble forward. And he's going to raise up his heavy crossbow to attack towards you. And he is going to get a that'll be a +7 to hit, -6. Same as last time. He's going to miss. And I feel like you're
my spell's a con. Levitate's con, so I have to make a con save.
Oh, you do for the previous attack. Yeah.
Well, no, for levitate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because the previous attack hit you. And then he also gets a save, and I keep forgetting that he gets a save with advantage, and it's wisdom, right?
It's intelligence.
Oh, and that's even better for him.
Oh, I would have thought wisdom. Damn it! I would have picked a different spell. Okay, go.
He fails miserably both times. Good job. Good
I'll
job,
make
guy.
my save for maintaining levitate. Should I make that now?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, that's a crit fail.
Very nice. All right.
So I feather fall, by the way. I don't just drop. So I'm 30 feet. I don't know what the speed, the rate of fall is on that.
You'll fall down by, I assume. I mean, you fall. You just don't like slam down.
Right. Okay.
So you just drift down at this point, and you're now on the ground.
Okay.
Thank God you were over the water.
And this guy over here is like, ha, yes, you fucker.
Girl.
And it is Cutter's turn. Oh, so Cutter, roll me a d10.
Oh God.
You do absolutely nothing. You just stand there confused. And
Oh. Got it. So Victor does not understand. Oh man.
mad. Choose within range must succeed. Yeah. All right. So then it is the guy's turn in front of you. And he's still pissed. So he is going to... He's going to raise up his weapon that is now glowing with some type of spell. And he's going to strike down on you. Do I get advantage on you or anything?
I do have advantage on spelling, saving throws for spells.
So why don't you roll me a save against this spell, against this ability, with advantage.
What kind?
So do a wisdom saving throw with advantage to see if
Wisdom?
you're still confused. Yeah, for the end of your turn before it hits you. Yeah, I think
Okay.
you succeed just a bit.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, so you are no longer confused, and as you come out of your confusion, you see this scimitar raising up in front of your face, striking down at you. That'll be. I keep forgetting what this is. That'll be a 24 to hit on the first one.
That hits.
And it'll be a 9 on the second. But as the first one hits you, you take all of that, 7 points of damage.
Can I use my
You take
reaction now or no?
Oh yeah, you could.
All right, so then I'm gonna use the uncanny dodge.
Okay,
which
so you
takes
take half of
50%.
yeah, so you take half of the initial damage, right? Or is it half of the total damage?
It is, I believe it just says half the attack's damage against you. So
All right, so it's all one. So let's add it all in. So it's 7 plus 5, plus this effect,
12 plus another effect.
plus another,
Okay.
as his Wrathful Smite hits you for an additional 5 points of damage. So 17, 16, 8 points of damage is what you get as the weapon, its shadow, and its smite hits you. You take like 6 points of damage. But I do need you with advantage to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Again.
Damn.
Yeah.
Get it.
Oh man,
Okay.
look at that.
Again.
Another 20.
Another crit. There you go. So you are not frightened as it wrathfully smites you. And then that is the end of this creature's turn, and it is Annie's turn.
So I'll just have Annie, the one closest to me. She'll do her. Oh, I forgot my slash. Hold on. Tailspine 9, that misses. Why's my keyboard so slow?
So Eric, my wife would say it's somewhere between the computer and the chair.
Yeah, exactly, right? I know what that is. All right, and so missed on both.
Oh, I was too high. So yeah, so she does her spine devil stuff and misses.
Yep.
It is now this guy's turn, except he's dead. So let's get rid of him. Dariana, you are up. Just ahead of you, you see, flanked on either side by your allies, is still this crazy Darrow, ignoring everything but Cutter in front of him, swinging with this scimitar. What are you doing?
I will firebolt him.
All right.
Let me see. I will bless it too, because supposedly he's hardy.
He is in fact hardy.
Hmm.
14's gonna miss. 17's gonna miss.
Dang it.
Yeah. So as the you fire, and it actually goes right above his head, right between your two allies, and just slams into the mushrooms, and you get this really delicious, like cooked mushroom smell. It's a little bit like chanterelles, kind of wafting up. But you do in fact miss. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'll duck back behind this rock.
All right, Sylvester. You are now on the
Alright.
ground. These two guys kind of charging towards you, crossbows out.
Yeah. They're a non-issue. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop Force Cage on them. Starting the upper left-hand corner right about here. It's 20 feet on each side, so it'll go from there to about 5 to that corner.
What color do you describe your force cage as?
Black, smoky, ichor,
So what is its dimensions?
20 by 20. 20 on each side. So I want the first corner to be right about there. Yeah.
So you drop it like here.
Basically like that-ish. Yeah, move it over just a hair to the left. Well, it matches corners, but that's fine.
Yeah, so it's in. So this is good enough. They're in the corners. They're in the space.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you drop a force cage, right on these guys. That sucks for them.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll show you.
Throw,
Play
yeah,
it.
can you throw it in. Yeah.
Oh, it.
Is this what you used in the tomb?
Yeah.
It is.
Nice. That's awesome. So
I did the cage, which are half-inch diameter bars, half-inch by half-inch, so you can't really get anything through there except for maybe a spell.
I don't think you can cast out of it though, can you?
You don't think what?
A creature inside this cage can't leave by non-magical means. They can't teleport.
Well,
Can't be
so
dispelled.
there's two versions. The 10 by 10 is solid.
Gotcha.
And the 20 by 20 is half-inch by half-inch, which is, pretty minute.
I wonder if a crossbow bolt could go through that. I guess we'll see. All right. So, are you doing anything else? Oh,
Yeah,
so
I'm
the
gonna
other
back
thing.
up.
The other thing
I'm going to
is-
back up because I don't need to worry about them anymore, so I'm going to go 5.
So
10.
with some of the spells, so I will say, and when we brought this up previously, if a spell has a material opponent that has a cost,
yeah.
you need to have the material opponent that has the cost. Do you have a ruby dust worth 1500 GP?
We did.
And then you use it,
On
and
these
then you
guys.
use it in the tomb?
Good ham. Oh.
I don't know. I know we had a bunch of gems.
And did you take a ruby and grind it down into dust?
Of course I did.
So how about henceforth, everybody, after this, we'll say you used up one of the rubies. So whoever has the rubies needs to mark off 1500 GP worth of those gems. Again, if you have a material component that requires something more than like 10 GP,
Yeah.
I would like you to need to find that or spend it or do something in order to make that happen.
So you're blowing one of our massive gemstones? Like what?
On
For
this
this
guy.
fight?
On these hobos.
I mean, could you get like more than one ruby's worth of dust from a giant gemstone?
It has to be 15 GPs worth of the dust.
ruby.
So
Okay.
a ruby by itself worth 1500 GP turned into dust.
He's making it rain. in
Don't
here.
question me. Don't at me.
So whatever. So at some point,
He
and we
was-
keep saying at some point. So maybe to start next session, we need to get what's in the
Yeah.
bag and
Yeah.
the total monies and the
Yeah,
gems
we
that are
need to
left.
get-
Andy, if you're out there, send it
Yeah,
to me.
we need to send a message to somebody right now. Send Andy a Discord message.
I-
saying, "We need
I'll-
the
I'll
list
hit
of
him
stuff."
up.
Do it.
I'll hit him up. Damn.
Henceforth, from this point on, after removing 1500 GP of your total gem total, if you have a spell that requires material components that have a cost higher than 10 GP, I would like you to need to get that material component. And anything less than 10 GP or less, you can just remove 10 GP. So when you do your shopping episodes, look at your spell list. But after this one, we'll say that you did in fact have one more ruby that has since been ground into dust for just this instance. And a force cage appears.
He was
1500 GP worth of ruby dust is gone.
making it rain.
Making it just
I figure he doesn't
yeah.
like Salt Bay, like you know.
It's like
yeah.
there's sack bats.
Yeah, he's
Ruby
doing
dust, bitches. Yeah. Let's get some go hams in the chat. Is there,
I'm on it already.
throw them
You were
there?
jealous when I used Chernobog's touch on that guy, and you're like, "Oh, I see your Chernobog's touch, and I
Yep.
up you, Ruby Dust."
1500 GP worth of ruby dust. Are you
Really?
doing anything else?
I moved
such an influencer.
to get a better attack opportunity on the one that Cutter's fighting.
Gotcha. And Victor, you are now up.
Yeah, so Victor is gonna go ahead, and I guess he's kind of confused as to why the rogue just kind of stood there, and he's got this sweet Mace of Distraction, so he's just gonna take a thump at this guy.
All right. Do
There we
it.
go, and then hopefully we hit.
Yeah,
There we go.
that'll hit.
Hopefully this ends it.
Yeah,
16
he
plus
is.
7.
He's obliterated.
He's distracted.
Yeah, he is destructed by the
And then,
mace.
and then for good measure, because my DM asked, with a bonus action, the Goblin Shield bites his carcass.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. And at this point, I'll say combat is over. Because what you're fighting are these two guys, and these two guys are now force caged. So there's not a whole lot that you can do here. And there you go.
Well, we need to kill those guys.
So what do? They're just kind of like frozen, or are they?
They're
just
gonna
behind
be
a cage?
shooting at us, dude.
No, they're in a cage.
They're gonna be
They're in a
shooting at
cage.
us.
They can't really shoot out. So
Oh, they can't. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna hit up.
It's like
Mariana.
a screen door cage,
Yeah, exactly.
really tight.
Do you have?
It's
a,
like it's half inch spaces between the bars. So I don't even
Yeah.
think like maybe the crossbow, maybe the light crossbow bolt could potentially go through. But at this point, this guy's like, yeah, trying to jam it through the bars and nothing's happening. So you just see these two guys. And let's see if this guy saves from his confusion at some point. He gets advantage and he's got a 0. So let's try. Boom. All right. So he finally saves.
well, but it's,
um,
it's a minus D6 though. isn't
Only
it?
on constitutions.
Oh, you're right.
remember?
You're right.
Yeah, yeah. So he is no longer confused by your spell. And they're both just like banging on the bar, screaming, "You fucking idiot! Get us out of here! What is this? What is this? Come here! What are you doing? Come here, you little devil! Come here! Come here, devil! Come here!
So,
Come here! Come here!"
sorry, on do you have
Um,
an area spell, like a sickening radiance or something like that, where we can just. I do, but I can't cast it while I'm. Oh, actually, I can. Because force cage is not concentration.
It's ridiculous.
So I'll just go ahead and drop. I'll tell everybody to back up, unless you have an easy one.
No, but will this go into the pools that we need to search?
Oh.
Yeah, maybe we should search for this stuff first.
Okay, I want to have fun first then. So I want to try something here. Because
Can't
this
go
is
wrong.
how I roll. So the bottom guy that was kind of crazy down here, I'm going to cast Dominate Person on him. Want me to display it?
Yeah,
no
they're
one's got time to
humanoid.
read that. It's so much. Damn.
20 pages.
What's the saving throw? What's the
Sylvester's
saving
a
throw?
lawyer.
19
I
charisma.
know.
Charisma with advantage. On the bottom guy, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So he rolls a 20.
Oh, he saved that motherfucker.
Damn.
All right. Well, I don't know. I was going to have a cage fight. But
Well-
y'all do what you want to do now. Because
There's not much we can do.
But we need to find the thing.
Dariana, well, this lasts an hour.
Hopefully the
Oh
thing
yeah,
is-
let's go search
Watch-
for the other
Watch,
rods.
we have to kick one of them to get the key out, but they're in the cage.
Right, but they're in the
Yeah.
cage. I don't know if Dariana's got a simple area spell like bonfire or something.
I mean, I've got the flame strike if we want to burn everything.
Sure.
Is that way? So okay.
Something
So,
that just kind of can go through half inch, like those area, like Signy Radiance is like a cloud.
okay, so I kind of walk over to you. Well, no, flame strike comes from above though. Am I
No
able to?
fire though. I would think fire can go through. I don't know.
Well, is there a top to the cage? I guess is the question, or if the poles go to the ceiling, then I'm good.
No,
If
it's
there's a
20
top,
feet
I'm not
by
good.
20 feet by 20 feet, but I think there's a top.
It's a
but
cage,
I'd
it's
have
a
to
box,
defer
yeah.
to
It's a box, yeah. So I don't think it'll work, Sly.
I guess you could do Sickening Radiance until they die and then dispel it
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah, I don't want to put the thing I can do is like a
I'll need
cloud.
a short rest after this though, because I'll be out of spells.
No shit.
Yeah.
We figured that.
So here we go. I'm doing it. Go ham.
They're
For these
gonna.
fucking clowns.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I'm stepping back.
There's gonna be like a YouTube channel of like
No, they gotta make
how to
a
do
con
combat.
save, but they can't get out. It's gonna last.
It's a con save every round or just the initial one?
Let's display.
They've been pretty hardy, right?
Oh my god, one that fits in the roll table window.
Or take. Yeah, it's like save or take, but it's not a half damage. So if they save,
Well,
We
they
just get a
say, but
sweet
the last 10 minutes, they got to save every round for 10 minutes.
whoa, I got you. Interesting.
So they fail on the first round.
Okay, there we go.
So that's 18 damage for the first round.
Watch their little red bars.
All right.
We need to get some more of that ass cutter.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What the fuck?
He was when he watches stupid things, he eats.
He eats
the
ass.
legs.
Yeah, it's like my popcorn.
Ouch. That fucking hurt. Stop.
His popcorn.
Yeah.
We need to get more of that ass cutter.
Only Darrow
Alright.
cheek. Thank you.
What a mute.
All right. You want me to roll my next round damage?
Yeah, and I'll roll their saves. They actually both get advantage each time. So top guy gets
All right.
like a 14. Bottom guy gets 17. So bottom guy saves. So was it half each time?
Yeah, if they save, it's half.
So minus 23, minus 11. All right, roll damage again, and I'll roll these guys again.
It's fun. 34. Oh, that was
All
good
right.
rolls. See that one? That was a good one. 8, 7, 9,
Yeah.
or 10.
So 14. So they both fail. So that's 34 points of damage. And they're just at this point. What does Sickening Radiance do? What does it look like? What's happening to these guys?
So it's this green fog kind of just. It's like a nastiness. It just looks like
Gotcha.
if you
And
thought this like a weird toxic spill cloud.
Gotcha. So this black kind of spectral, technically invisible, but who cares? It's spectral cage is there, and now it is just filled with this like toxic cloud, and they're in there just like no. Roll again. Ooh, I'm gonna wreck my voice for tomorrow. So the first guy, the top guy, rolled a 19, and the bottom guy rolled a 17. What's your spell save?
19.
So
one
he is
takes
holding
10, one
on.
takes 20.
So the top guy is holding on. The bottom guy succumbs, and as he sees his friend pass die, he's like, "Ha, you fuck! But I'll get you, you fuck!" And he's looking at you. I'm not gonna die like this. I won't. And roll damage again. Oh, and he saves.
26.
Shit, he has 13 damage left. So
That's
half of that is 13, and he says, "I won't die like this, you."
Yes, you will.
And he falls down dead.
Yes.
And he falls down in this toxic smoke. You literally are all just standing around watching these Zero bang on the bars, coming in and out of this toxic cloud, screaming for their lives, screaming in this cave, screaming. They slowly suffocate and die and drop to the ground.
Awesome. So I'll let both spells go.
All right.
And I'm going to walk over to these mushrooms, kind of hide underneath and chill and let everybody else do what they want to do.
All right. So as the spell drops and you're over there chilling by mushrooms, these bodies are now laying there. Just you can see that they're just almost green from this smoke that they've been inhaling. Their vomit, once the cloud dissipates, you see vomit just all over the places. They were choking to death. They were just puking and screaming all over the place. And on that note, we're going to end it for this week, and we'll pick up again next week for the Dark Kingdoms as you continue your exploration in these caves, trying to find these items. You potentially found one, and we'll take it from there next week to see if you are able to find yet another one.
Nice.
All right.
So, thank you all for being here. Stuff coming up tomorrow. What do we got, Jason?
We got Merkborg tomorrow, Masticator Gate Part 3, which may be the end of that arc. Well, part of that arc. It's going to be a campaign split up into 3 different mini arcs, and that might be the end, so come and check that out. We'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Yeah. And then coming up, we're going to solidify some dates soon, probably tonight. Some things coming up. I have a game or two in the works. I've talked about it. We will probably announce that in the Discord very soon. In addition to that, though, we have decided that we're probably going to do 10 candles for Halloween, right?
Yep, that's the plan. Reading the book right now. I'm just curious if we want to do character creation on stream or not, because it has kind of a unique mechanic that is
I guess it just depends on how long it would take to create and play the game.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
So we'll talk.
So 10 candles, and it sounds like most likely October 28th will be our Halloween stream for 10 candles. Jess, when is Cheese Part 2? No. In addition to that, we have Matt will be running his one shot for having the most deaths in Tomb of Mercy. We need to lock down a date on that, but it sounds like towards the end of December.
I think so.
We have another announcement coming up. We'll probably make that announcement next week for a game that may be starting up maybe on Mondays. We'll see what's going on with that. And then in addition, at the end of the month, through the entire month of November, we are going to, those of us that are allowed to, are going to shave and grow a mustache for
Yeah.
Movember to
Almost.
support prostate cancer awareness and various other things that are associated with Movember. You can check out Movember, I believe it's .com for the official thing. So it's not just to grow sweet stashes, it is to raise awareness. And at the end of that month, we are going to run a game called Casket Lands, which uses the Powered by the Apocalypse system. It is a Dust Bowl, is a gothic Dust Bowl post-apocalyptic world full of characters like barbacks and undertakers and things like that. And we have Hugs Huxley making his triumphant return, never on stream, but will
I
be.
still have the character sheet, I think.
Yeah. And then what was the other name that we came up with?
What was it,
I
Eric?
can't remember.
Yeah, the Eric's gonna be.
It was Eric's.
I can't remember what the
man,
character was
we'll
called. We'll have to look
check
it. We'll have to look it up.
What the hell are you
VOD.
talking about?
So we will. Those are what's coming up. We have 10 Candles for Halloween in October. We have Casket Lands at the end of November. We have Matt's one shot at the end of December, and I think towards the end of November we'll kind of announce what kind of adventure that'll be and how that'll work. And so we'll have that. We may have a Christmas adventure. We'll see. And then we'll be ringing in the new year. So that is what is coming up soon. With another one or two things potentially thrown in. Don't forget Thursdays, even once Merkborg is done, that is our night to do other tabletop role-playing games. So either Jason or myself will be picking up another game after that. I do plan on running Victory Basic, which is a system created by Source of Victory. And that will probably be either towards the end of October or the beginning of November. So we'll knock those, we'll solidify those dates as well. And don't forget Saturday is the weekly scroll. This week I will be finishing up part 2 of Troika. And I will have a longtime buddy of mine, fellow TTRPG player, DM everything, named Hunter on as my guest. And then Hunter might also be co-hosting with me some weeks as we go over some games together. So expect to see him more on the channel as well. He's a cool guy. You guys all like him. So we'll see how that goes. But that is the plan for the Adventure Archive for the next couple of months. Yeah. Anybody have anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. So then we are going to be rating in
Oh, Ryan and I were talking about the other day. We're kind of getting a sci-fi horror itch, so there might be some alien RPG, might be some Mothership, might be some Vaskram. We need to decide what it's going to be, but
yeah,
Fun.
something non-fantasy coming your way.
yeah,
That'll be
absolutely.
cool.
Definitely some sci-fi, sci-fantasy heading soon. So yeah. So stick around for all of that. Come back next week for this. Check out the website and all of those things. And oh, that's not how you spell website. In addition to that, the weekly scroll will soon be coming to podcast form, and I think we're going to start moving some of the streams into podcasts as well. To start with Merkborg for sure, and then we'll work on that. What's interesting with that is I technically have audio recordings of all of the Dark Kingdoms back to I think session 4 or 5.
Whoa.
So we could have 60-ish of like 66 sessions in podcast form, putting the entire thing out there. That would take some work. And
Yeah,
I'm
for
lazy.
editing, for sure.
Yeah, and have terrible ADHD. So we will see what happens with that. But thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. We are going to raid out into someone we rated a number of times before, but is a good friend of the stream, Phoenix, doing Out of the Abyss. So stick around, and we will see you next week.
Peace.